Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. FPL Consult here, and today we're going to take a look at Gameweek 5's highest predicted points team. So if you guys have been watching the past few episodes of this series, you will realize that this video is slightly different. I've made a couple of improvements to it. I'm keen to know what you guys think as well. If you like the changes, do drop a like on this video, and if you have some feedback for me, do drop it in the comments and I'll read every single one of them. I will try to improve this series further as we go along. Alright, so at the end of it, hopefully you guys still enjoy the video, and if you do, drop a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. So the first change is this that we see on the screen right now, reviewing the previous game week. So I thought it would be useful for us to review on a rolling basis how accurate AI's highest predicted points team is, right? Whether it is close to the predictions and whether the team in general outscores the predicted points, it gets really close to it, or underperforms as well. So we're going to start with it this game week, and in game week 4, the actual points scored for this entire team was 84 points, which far exceeded the predicted 72 points. So in terms of overall team performance, I think AI did pretty well here. And let's zoom in into the individual players now. For Edison, he only got 3 points. Unfortunately, Manchester City did not keep a clean sheet. He did get a save point though, so it is slightly close to the 4.8 predicted points, but there are a couple of keepers that did outscore him. Clean sheets are few and far between in Game Week 4, so it's hard to say which keeper would have done really well. So 3 points out of 4.8 predicted points, I would give him a red color kind of indication there, and simply because I feel like it's not close enough to the predictions. In defense, there's Trent, Chilwell and Vardiol. The only one that did pretty well was Trent. He got 12 points, and he's actually the one that a lot of us did not agree with. I read a couple of comments in the Game Week 4 highest predicted points team where you guys felt like Trent was a pick that should not be recommended, and it came right after he made a mistake against Newcastle that cost Liverpool a goal. So 12 points for him in Game Week 4 kind of put that to bed, and he did really well. He got an assist. Liverpool kept a clean sheet, but he got off injured as well, so he came off in the 70th minute. But he got 12 points, and it far exceeds the 5.1 predicted points as well. As for the other two defenders, Vardiol of course didn't start, so not a great recommendation by AI there. Chilwell got 1 point against Nottingham Forest when the model expected him to do well and potentially get an attacking return as well. Right, in midfield, Salah 8 points, Foden 5 points, Mbeumo 8 points as well, Saka 4 points. So in terms of the picks that I just mentioned, we're not talking about Sterling first. The picks that I mentioned, I feel like they got pretty close to their predictions and maybe even far exceeded it a little bit. So I do feel like AI did pretty well in the midfield department. As for Sterling, 2 points against Nottingham Forest out of the 5.3 predicted points. I think he definitely underperformed. We all predicted Chelsea to do quite well, so obviously AI felt that as well, and Sterling kind of disappointed. If Jackson put that big chance away, potentially we see that AI actually matches this. So it is close, it's pretty close, but it's hard to predict accurately. But at the end of the day, I think in the midfield, AI did pretty well. Up front, Haaland 9.2 predicted points, he scored 20. AI did predict well enough to say that Haaland would be the highest scorer, and he did get 20 points as well. So captaining him was a good decision for this particular highest predicted points team. And then of course Jackson didn't do as well. So if you take a look at the green and red indications here, we see that AI got 7 players or 6 players out of 11 players correct, right? So they got 5 players wrong. Hopefully they do better in Game Week 5. And let's take a look now at how the Game Week 5 highest predicted points team looks like. So in terms of this particular section, we've made some couple of changes as well. Instead of having unlimited budget, this team is now attainable, and there's also bench options there as well. And we've kind of changed it into a best free hit team recommended by AI based on expected points. So hopefully it does still provide value, and in terms of looking at it as a team perspective, we're not looking at a dream team kind of situation. We're looking at a affordable free hit team that is predicted to do pretty well. right? So for this particular team, the team value is 100.7 million, predicted points is 69.1, and of course all this is taken from Fantasy Football Hub. If you guys do want to check them out, the link is in the description for 30% off. Now let's zoom into the players, and as you guys can see, Martinez is the keeper of choice, 4.4 predicted points against Crystal Palace. I think at home there's every chance that Aston Villa can keep a clean sheet, so I do understand why he is the highest predicted points keeper for this particular game week. AI also has Turner on the bench, plays Burnley at home. A lot of us will be starting Turner in our starting 11s. For those of us with Pickford, you probably drop Pickford to the bench and start Turner. Whether you have Johnstone as well, you would still start Turner. So I think Turner is a decent bench option. 3.9 predicted points for him will be quite comforting for those of us who are starting him in our own teams. Now, in defense, there's Trippier, Porro, and Luka Dean. So Trippier is, of course, still a very attacking player. The first 3 game weeks, he still put up really good numbers. Newcastle haven't been keeping clean sheets, but that's also because they had tough fixtures. So come game week 5, he also has a decent fixture at home as well against Brentford. 4.7 predicted points of him is very attainable, especially if he gets attacking returns. Now, as for Pedro Porro, this is an interesting one as well. A lot of us would be thinking about Udogie, but Porro actually has been putting up better attacking numbers. The only thing is his minutes. He may have a little bit more competition from Emerson Royal than Udogie has with Ben Davies. So in terms of picking for just one game week, AI does feel like Porro would start, and he's given him 4.6 predicted points against Sheffield United. Now, Luka Dean, this may be a little bit of a troll pick, and let me know what you guys think of it at the bottom. But Luka Dean has been putting in a lot of crosses for Aston Villa. He has been getting quite a couple of assists as well, right? So at the end of the day, he will always have that connotation in our heads where he's kind of an FPL troll. But AI has recommended him for this game week against Crystal Palace, 4.2 predicted points. So AI actually doubles up on this particular Aston Villa defense. Now, in midfield, this is where it gets exciting. It's a double Tottenham and double Manchester United midfield here. So the double Tottenham one, I think we can all agree with. Son and Maddison are predicted to do really well, right? And a lot of us are looking to bring either one of these players in if we don't already have them, right? So Son, of course, if he plays in the number 9 role, is going to look really good. And against Sheffield, who have conceded so many chances and attempts at goal, you do expect that Son playing through the middle will get loads of returns. There's a hint that he may be on penalties as well, so that's why he does have that extra additional predicted points against Maddison. But Maddison in his own right, I do feel is a really good pick. He's on all the set pieces, so his routes to points is just so vast that I think he will continue to tick along as well. So for Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford, this one is slightly a little bit more contentious, but I do understand why AI has them here, and it's simply because Brighton have been conceding a lot of chances. Even though attackingly Brighton have been doing really well, they actually are putting pretty poor expected goals conceded numbers per 90, right? So there's every chance that Rashford and Fernandes, who have been involved in almost every one of Manchester United's goals, right, will continue to tick along in this particular fixture. 6 predicted points for Fernandes, who's on penalties, and Rashford, if he plays on the left, 5.8 predicted points for him is definitely attainable. Do take note as well that moving forward is likely that Højlund will come in the number 9 role, and that may bode well for Fernandes and Rashford. So AI does put them in this team and predicts them to do quite well. Up front, we have Haaland, Jesus, and Jackson. So Haaland, captain, I think is pretty clear. He's the highest predicted points player again. 8.1 predicted points this week against West Ham. And AI, of course, gives him more predicted points than Son. So if you are looking from a predicted points perspective, then Haaland would be the one to captain. For Jesus, he's back, right? He's probably going to get the start ahead of Nketiah moving forward, or at least that's what AI thinks. Everton away is definitely a fixture that you think Arsenal would do pretty well attackingly. Everton have been conceding so many goals as we saw last week against Sheffield United already. So 5 predicted points for Jesus, who has already shown his class once he's come back against Manchester United, putting that extra 3rd goal in for Arsenal. You already see, even before game week 1, before he got his injury, he was in pretty much all of our drafts, right? So obviously now coming back into the starting 11 for Arsenal, we would think that he would come back straight in and do really well, right? So 5 predicted points for him, definitely attainable. Jackson has 5.2 against Bournemouth. He has been getting the chances, so he will continue to get chances, and he just needs to put them away. So hopefully in game week 5 he does that, AI does back him as well. Now for the other options on the bench that we haven't mentioned, there's Bayer, there's also Al Dakhil, and also Marvelous Nakamba, but all of them are pretty much bench fodders. If you're going for a free hit, this is the team that AI recommends for Game Week 5, 69.1 predicted points. Let me know what you guys think of each of these picks down in the comment down below. I'll be interested to know what you guys think, and also let me know once again of what you think about these changes. I'll be keen to know if you guys have any feedback for me. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in more Game Week 5 content coming very soon. Bye bye.